Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal. We got yet another update for the patch 9.2 PTR. This one tackling healers, going for some nerfs as well as buffs. It looks like Blizzard wants to stomp out the holy paladin dominance just a little, while buffing some of the other healers that may be underperforming, in both damage, talents, as well as healing. As per usual, we got more tier set adjustments, and looks like Holy Priest might have a new tier set on the way. Not available this week, but might be available in the future update. PvPers will be happy to know that the brand new arena, Maldraxxus Coliseum, is up on PTR for testing. This week, this arena will be the only arena you'll see, so you might get sick of it, but it'll give you plenty of time to test it and give feedback on its performance. We also got brand new Mythic Plus seasonal affix, which you'll want to take a look at later down the week. But a lot of stuff is coming out to PTR, and that's exciting to see. We'll talk about all of these things, but right before that, most of you guys watching these videos are still not subscribed. However, the more of you remind, the more of you do. So let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel as well as hit the bell, especially if you want to get these regular 9.2 updates or future WoW expansion announcements. We'll start off with the class changes in the alphabetical order, starting with the Blood Death Knight. The 4-piece got changed to where, instead of just parrying to get a free heart strike, instead any attack is going to allow you to get a strike at the enemy. This is better for consistency because not every single enemy is parryable. Anything that hits you with a physical attack that connects or an auto attack, that can be parried, but certain bosses and mobs, they simply just cast spells. Some of them will cast abilities that are technically physical, but are considered as a range hit that cannot be parried. So for those effects, for those moments, this will make this tier set more consistent. This chance is equal to your parry chance, which can be buffed by stacking crit or using your runic weapon. Restoration Druid is seeing all their healing abilities buffed by a flat 10%. as well as all of their damage and abilities by a 10% as well. Makes you wonder if maybe Restoration Druids found themselves a little undertuned heading into patch 9.2. The damage buff and the healing buff is going to be fantastic for raiding environments and dungeon environments when your allies need help, but the damage is going to be substantially better in Mythic Pluses and in PvP. On top of that, Life Bloom healing over time is buffed by 12%, and Bloom Heal is buffed by 20%. The talent of Nourish saw a 15% buff in effectiveness. The mana cost for Overgrowth has been cut back by 60%. The talent of Inner Peace gained an additional effect. While channeling Tranquility, you take 20% less damage and are immune to knockbacks. And Germination buffs the duration of rejuvenation by a couple of seconds. Overall, quite a lot of Rested Druid buffs, and I wonder what their viability will be like in the patch 9.2. The 2-piece tier set bonus for Arcane Mages saw a slight nerf, increasing the damage done to the target by 10% instead of 18%. The 4-piece tier set for Fire Mages also took a bit of a nerf, cutting in half the recharge speed of Phoenix Flames and Fire Blast while combustion is active. Then we have our first big nerfs of the day, and that's going to be Venthyr Paladin. Ashen Hollow healing for all specs has been nerfed by 15%. For Holy Paladins, Ashen Hollow, Hammer of Wrath, Judgment, and Holy Shock damage is reduced by 12%. And also, rank 3 passive for Avenging Wrath is getting completely removed from Paladins, where normally a Retribution Paladin does 20% more damage and 20% more healing when wings are up. For Holy Paladin, that normally is 30% more damage and 30% more healing. So in patch 9.2, you're just losing 10% more damage, 10% more healing while wings are active. This is likely to be offset by the fact that you have such a short cooldown on your wings thanks to your tier set. But at the same time, it is a hefty amount of nerfs as well as a whole passive being removed. To be fair, this isn't the first time Holy Paladins took a beating. Last time, in patch 9.1, they took a pretty big nerf bat towards their damage, but it didn't really matter. They were miles ahead of other healers, and with the nerf in 9.1, that made up the difference with better gear. And I think we're gonna see a very similar situation here. This looks like a nerf, but a lot of this will be offset with new tier sets, double legendaries, and better gear of the next patch. But if you're looking to play Paladin in patch 9.2, I don't think you should despair over these nerfs. It's PTR, that's just what happens. Sometimes they'll buff your class one week and nerf it the next. The PTR is still constantly evolving and there's constantly changes happening on it every single week, but it's definitely worth keeping an eye out to see what Blizzard does next. And to have an easier time keeping up with updates, like I mentioned earlier in the video, subscribe to the channel. We cover them pretty regularly anytime there's something new over on 9.2. The Proud Pally 4-piece tier set got the same treatment as a Blood Death Knight. Whenever you take damage, not whenever you block an attack, you have a chance equal to 100% of your block chance to cast Judgment at your attacker, which makes it far more consistent against magic damage, range damage, or any damage that isn't strictly melee that can be blocked with a shield. Last class on the list is Holy Priest. Their healing ability has gotten buffed by 10%. And all damage and abilities got buffed by a solid 15%. All of the other healers in the game have ways to incorporate damage and healing as part of the rotation. Like Paladins will get in melee, hit the enemy with Crusader Strike to build Holy Power, and use Holy Power to heal your allies. Or in the case of Rested Druid, who can get Hots pre-rolling, hop into Boomkin form, and cast a couple Star Surges. For Holy Priest, you have to choose between casting spells to heal or casting spells to do damage. And you can't really contribute with both at the same time, so this is most likely to offset that difference between healers. The ability of Symbols of Hope now has a 3-minute cooldown and a slightly shorter duration time, which means more uses of Symbol of Hope throughout a long-term fight. Prayer of Circle talent now also reduces the mana cost of Prayer of Healing by 25%. Guardian Angel talent now has an additional effect. When Guardian Spirit saves the target from death, it doesn't expire, continuing to provide the target you just saved with bonus healing. They added an additional effect to the talent of Afterlife. When you die as a Spirit of Redemption, you now may cast Resurrection, which will end your angel form. So Holy Priest basically got a battle res. If the Holy Priest sacrifices themselves in battle and gains the form of the Spirit Healer, they can then use with this talent Redemption, which is a res, to save one target from death. There is also a legendary that gives you a second chance. The Archbishop legendary allows you, upon entering spirit form, when it ends, instead of dying, you come back with a little bit of health. This opens up opportunity for a priest to make an awesome play where they will jump in the fire, intentionally die, battle res the tank, and come back to life themselves, saving the party from a wipe. Kind of like a standard battle res with extra steps. Like, it's really silly to compare versus the Druid's Renewal, where they can just cast it from a safe distance to B-res somebody, but at least it gives the Holy Priest now something they couldn't do before, which is a way to battle res their allies through self-sacrifice. The talent of a Binding Heal has been removed completely and replaced with Cosmic Ripple that now takes its place in the level 40 slot. There's now a new talent called Binding Heals, which is different than Binding Heal. 20% of your heal or Flash of Light healing on other targets also will heal you, which gives you a little bit more value on the healing you throw out. Overall, that's a lot of changes for Holy Priest, and hopefully for the better. Out of all the healers in the game, Mystery Monks, Holy Paladins, Rested Druids, Rested Shamans, the one healer I don't see often in Mythic Pluses or really get to pay attention to is the Holy Priest. If you're watching this video right now and you consider yourself somewhat of an expert in Holy Priest, could you enlighten me as to how big are these buffs and what is the viability of Holy Priest right now going forward? Because I'm just seriously out of the loop with this one. Lastly, we data mined a new tier set bonus for the 2-piece and 4-piece for Holy Priest. We're not quite sure if this is the intended tier set change for the next week or if this is like an older tier set that just never made it into the game, but it plays a little bit differently. Instead of playing off of your healing words, it would instead play off of your heal, flash heal, and prayer of mending. Just watch out next week in case your tier set changes for Holy Priest in 9.2. But that's gonna do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it informative, or if you just enjoyed it, I would very much appreciate it. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about the tier set changes? Do you like them? Do you dislike them? And how should Blizzard adjust? Do you think the nerfs for Holy Paladins will be detrimental? Do you think the buffs for Restoration Druid and Holy Priest will be sufficient enough? Let me know all that in the comments below. As always, link down in the description for our Discord. You guys should join the Discord. Best place to reach me regularly, hang out with the rest of the boys in the community. If you watch these videos anyway, you might as well be part of the Discord. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see all of you in the next one.